right here. Rolling, rolling, rolling. What you gonna do? Rolling, rolling. What you gonna do?
Welcome to the Man United stream. Hope you're doing well. Saturday morning, and yes, we've got the big game to look forward to tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning or afternoon. It's weird, isn't it? 2 o'clock kickoff. It's a bit strange. I would rather have liked it to be a late afternoon kickoff, but I'm not complaining. It gives us some time to get there in the morning, travel in there. I'm sure fans get there a few hours early to enjoy the atmosphere, and then, of course, watching Man United play at home against Fulham. We've already previewed the show last night, but if you missed that, go ahead and check that out. There was some interesting comments from the viewers and everything about what they think could happen in tomorrow's game. I think a win is absolutely on the cards, but it's not going to be easy. We've said it time and time again. Look, this is a different type of team we're playing. It's not an Arsenal. It's not Man City. They're not going to come out and attack us. They probably will sit back and want to counter us. They've got some very, very good, fast players to counter-attack Man United, and they could cause us some difficulty. And we know the likes of Harry Maguire, he's not very good when it comes to running back. He's not good at doing things like that. So I don't know how it's going to work out. I really don't. It's going to be really interesting to see how Michael Carrick sets up the team against Fulham. This is a big test for Michael Carrick as well. He's overcome the first two huge tests against Man City and Arsenal, and hats off to him. He's been brilliant in those two games. Tactically, he's been on point with Steve Holland. They've set up the team absolutely brilliantly in everything that they've done perfectly. Even the substitutions have been on point. Now, this is unusual for me. I don't normally do a Saturday morning stream. I never do. I'm kind of lazy. I'm lazy. Look, I'm lazy. I don't do a Saturday morning stream. I like to do a late night stream if I can. So if you're first time viewing on the Man United stream channel, make sure you hit that like. And if you're not hit the like, make sure you hit that subscribe as well. So you can be part of this fast growing Man United community on this channel. We're live daily giving you updates on everything concerning Man United. And of course, today's hot topic is the transfer market. Yes, we've got a couple of days left. I think it's Monday evening when we are done. We're done. We can't make any more signings. Now, this noise that we're hearing about Man United being in secret talks hasn't gone away. First, we reported this last week sometime that United were in secret talks with somebody that nobody knows about. Nobody, no Fabrizio Romano, no David Ornstein, none of these transfer gurus who break the news know about this secret transfer deal that's going on behind the scenes. Man United have been very hush-hush about this. Apparently it's a midfielder. Originally, we thought it's someone like Loftus-Cheek. Then it's not Loftus-Cheek. Then we're talking about Ruben Neves, and we were like, oh, could it be him? Because I'd be happy with Ruben Neves, by the way. I mean, I'm putting it out there. I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to say I'm happy with Ruben Neves. You might agree with it. You might not. You might be saying, what's Travis on about? He's talking absolutely rubbish here. Rubbish about going and signing Ruben Neves. We can do better. And look, I'm sure we can. I'm sure we can go and do better. But right now, I think I would take Ruben Neves. I think he's someone who can come in, do a good job for United, and get us past that line and get us into the Champions League football. I know we're in there right now, but just keep us there. Keep us there till the end of the season. It's an absolute must. But there's also talks about Ndidi. It could be him. It could be a few others. There's also some links being made to Gomez from Wolverhampton. I don't think it is. I don't believe it's Gomez. Whatever deal happens now before the transfer window closes, I'm almost 100% certain that it's going to be a loan deal. It's not going to be a long-term deal. No club makes a last-minute signing like this on a permanent basis. It's going to be a loan move till the end of the season. And that's why, look, I'm not bothered who it is, as long as it's a new face and it gives Michael Carrick some options. Now, the can of worms really did open up last night or yesterday afternoon, when Michael Carrick was in his presser and he was asked the question point blank, are United going to make any signings before the transfer window closes today? Or not today, in January. And Michael Carrick's answer was, I think he let everyone's kind of confused. Everyone wasn't sure what his going to happen because he didn't rule it out. He could have quite easily said, well, look, I'm happy with the squad we've got. But he didn't say that. He said, never say never. And that's really, set everyone's tongues wagging, saying, oh my God, that's it. United are going to sign someone. United are going out and getting someone before the transfer window closes. I really hope that is the case. I really hope United can go out there and sign somebody. We need somebody. I'm telling you, once this window's over and we go into the the transfer window's over and we go into the rest of the season, we will regret this. I'm telling you, if we pick up 1 or 2 injuries, we will regret not signing somebody. So for me, it's an absolute must. It's a must. Some fans are saying, look, Travis, we don't really need a signing. We don't really need the players. We're not playing a lot of football. It's only Premier League. We're not involved in many competitions. We can quite easily cope with the games that we've got with the players that we have available. In fact, they're saying that we've got too many players. We've got too many players and not enough games. And there's going to be players sat in that dressing room like Zertsky, maybe even Ugarte, who are going to be a little bit angry about the situation. They want out. They want to go play football. We're hearing Zertsky is still being looked at very closely by clubs in Serie A. They're all over this. They want Zertsky for the rest of the season on loan with an obligation to buy. I don't know if that's happening. From the comments I heard from Michael Carrick yesterday, it looks like Zertsky's set to stay for the rest of the season. And that, again, then shows that United are probably not going to go out there and buy somebody in the rest, for the next couple of days. They're not going to make a deal for a permanent player. They're not going to do that. So, yeah, interesting. Now, let us know in the comments below what you think about, number one, the signings that, if they do happen, who would you take right now as a loan move? Would you take Ruben Neves? Would you take Ndidi? Would you take Gomez? Look, everyone's going to have a different opinion. Everyone's going to say, look, I think Ndidi's better. I think Gomez is currently playing in the Premier League. He knows what's expected. He can quite quickly come in, slot into United and give us something that we desperately need, and that is cover for Casemiro and Kobbie Mainoo. Kobbie Mainoo hasn't played a lot of football this season, so there is a question mark over whether he can carry on playing at the level that he's doing, although he's fantastic. Kobbie Mainoo, I'm a huge fan of Kobbie Mainoo, love him, and I'm really happy that he's come back into this team and he's shown what we were missing. Absolutely sensational. And then, of course, Casemiro, we know what he's been doing this season. He's been brilliant for us this season. I think arguably one of his best seasons, in my opinion, that he's had for United. And yeah, I just feel like we miss him. As soon as he goes off, we miss that defensive player. Ugarte can't fill his boots. He can't come in and do a job. We've seen it time and time again under Ruben Amorim, and Ruben Amorim loved doing this, by the way, which is taking Casemiro off after 60, 70 minutes, and he'd put on Ugarte, and boom, our level of football would drop drastically. It would go from controlling the game and looking kind of comfortable to then looking like we've lost the plot. We don't know what we're doing. We don't know whether we're going to concede a couple of goals or whether we're going to be able to hold out to the end of the game, and that's what Casemiro gives us. So, yes, we do need somebody who can step into those shoes. Ugarte, unfortunately, isn't that guy. And look, I would have loved for Ugarte to come in and be able to make his position in that midfield and say, look, I can offer United something different. But he's not been able to do that. And I get this feeling, yeah, come end of the season, I think Ugarte is someone who's going to end up getting sold. I believe Zertsky, of course, will get sold as well. United are just buying time, and INEOS are buying time, not having to spend any money right now. And they're hoping that we can carry on with this team. Look, there's absolutely chance that we can carry on and qualify for Champions League without adding anyone to this squad. Without a doubt. If the way Carrick is performing as a manager, getting the best out of these players, I think we can. I just want to have the backup option. I want to have the backup of having somebody there if, God forbid, something drastic happens and we're faced with an injury crisis, then at least we've got a player to step in, and we're not going to cry over oh my God, what could have been? What if we had the players available? What we could have achieved in this season? We could have achieved Champions League football. And for me, it's an absolute imperative. It's imperative we get Champions League football. This is one opportunity that we cannot throw away. We're not going to get seasons like this again, where teams around us have absolutely had shit shows. Liverpool, Newcastle, the list goes on and on. Teams that you expect to be doing well have absolutely fallen apart. They've fallen apart, and we've got to take advantage of that. We've got to take advantage. And I still believe, if you first time you're watching my stream, I still believe United have got a chance to win the title. I know that sounds extreme to some of you. You might be watching me for the first time thinking, what is this guy smoking? What is he on? How can he think Man United are going to win the title? Anything can happen in the world of football. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying Arsenal look comfortable, but they are bottle jobs. They bottle it. We've seen it time and time again. They are classic bottle jobs. And then it comes to City. City are like hot and cold. Sometimes they play really good football and you think, what the hell, Haaland, this team's going to be unstoppable. And then Haaland goes missing, the rest of the players go missing, and suddenly they go into a slump for 2-3 games. And they drop points when you're not expecting them to. So again, City are there for the taking. If United are in the prime position of third position, we've got Aston Villa above us as well. There's a gap to be made up there. But I still feel like, again, Arsenal, City and Villa have all got something in them where they can collapse. We know Villa haven't been there. They've not been in this position before in the Premier League where they're possibly challenging for the Premier League title, and they could all get nervous and end up losing a few games, crucial games. They've not looked absolutely solid, but they have been playing really good football. But look, I just feel like we should be there ready to pounce if we get the opportunity. That's why we need to make sure we bring in some kind of reinforcements. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying, look, we need to go out there and spend 200 million in the January transfer window or go panic buy a couple of players before the transfer window closes. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying let's go and get some backup options just in case we need them. At least we've got them there, and we're not crying over not going out and signing someone in January when we reach the end of the season and we've not reached Champions League football, because the difference is huge. Financially, the difference is massive. So if we go and get someone like, say, Ruben Neves, as an example, I'm not saying, look, I want everyone to agree with me. I'm just saying Ruben Neves, even on a permanent deal, is costing around, we're hearing £15 million. So if we were to go out there and do a full-on permanent deal for Ruben Neves to join Man United for £15 million, that's peanuts compared to what we will make if we qualify for the Champions League football. It would be huge for us. And that's the difference. So that's why I'm thinking, look, you've just got to put some money into it. You just got to put a bit of money into it. I'm not saying go and spend huge amount of money. I know we should wait till the summer. Maybe we'll have a new manager. Maybe Carrick gets the full-time job. Who knows? Right now, he's not doing bad, is he? He's not doing bad. So he could be the guy in the hot seat come end of the season. But if he does, we still need to go out there and buy new players. If a new manager comes in, of course, we'll have to go out there and buy new players. I think, look, we're going to have a budget of over 200 mil to go and buy the players that we want to buy, the midfielders, the Andersons or the Whartons or the Balabers. So really interesting to see. There's also lots of other rumours. Look, it's the transfer window. United get linked with Tom, Dick and Harry. It's always been the case for years and years. United fans get gaslit by, we're linked with this player and we're linked with Rafinha and Barcelona are going to sell us. Come on, get real. Rafinha is not joining Man United anytime soon, right? But anyway, let me go to the chat. Let me see what everyone else is saying in the house. Nish is in the house. Welcome, Nish. Hope you're doing well. He says, I don't see how the Fulham players damage us whilst we're playing like this. I'm hearing Euro is being brought in for Maguire tomorrow. Yes, I think that might be a sensible move, but then do I like changing a winning team? I don't. I really don't. I used to really get angry with Ruben Amorim when he would go and change a winning team. So one week we're winning and then the next week he'll chop the players around and move things about. And I'm thinking, no, just keep the bloody team as it is. Let's just go out there and perform again. If these players are playing well, just keep playing him. Just keep playing him until something breaks. That's how you do it. So look, Dogu has got injured. If Dogu hadn't got injured, I wouldn't have said, look, take Dogu off. I would have said, play him. Play the team as it was, because we're getting the best out of this team. And the players are gelling. The players know exactly how to play. That's why I would have preferred the team to stay as it is. But yeah, I can see that happening. I really can, Nish. So it is a really good comment there with dealing with the pace that Fulham have got. They might, again, this is all about tactics, right? It's all about playing your best team against the opposition and setting up your team for different opposition. That's the other big criticism I had of Ruben Amorim, which was he was never very good at dealing with tactics. He was never good at setting the team up for different opposition. It was almost like, no, I'm playing my way and that's it. It doesn't matter which the opposition is and who we're playing. I don't really care. We have to sell Bruno this summer. Baleba's done for summer. He's going to play an 8. We need a 6. Gomez works perfectly. Look, Bruno, I'm going to be honest with you, Nish. I'm loving Bruno right now. I'm thinking we can't get rid of this guy. We can't get rid of him. But anything can happen in the summer. Like I've said to you, though, I've said to many of my viewers that, look, I do feel like Bruno Fernandes is going to leave at the end of the summer. No matter what happens in the Premier League and no matter where we finish, I think he wants to call it a day. So ideally, he'd probably want to qualify for Champions League football, give the fans something to cheer about and go out on a high. But I feel like he will call it a day and say, look, I want to go and experience something else, and I've given what I can to United. And I think, look, there's going to be a long list of clubs all wishing to sign him, and I think we really can cash out on him if we have to. Not that I want to, by the way. I've changed my mind on Manu. I want pure pace, physicality and energy in the midfield. I want Manu sold. Wow, good, big call, man. Big call, that. Big call. I mean, I can't, man. I can't agree to that. Manu, I love Manu, man. I love Manu. I know what you're saying, though. I think come the summer, I think if we get the likes of Wharton, Baleba, I think Manu's position is, again, in danger. I think he knows more than anybody else that, look, if United go out there and sign the likes of Baleba, or they go and sign Wharton or Anderson, any one of those two, his position is up for grabs, isn't it? What are we going to do? We can't play all of them, can we? Manu's too slow. Same with Zertsky. Well, Zertsky is slow. I think Zertsky takes too long. Technically, he's very gifted, Zertsky. I've always said he's got a brilliant touch on the ball. Only problem is that he just doesn't have that quickness in him. He can't play quick in this game, and in the Premier League you've got to have speed as well. You can't just be technically gifted but not be able to do anything else with it. Sesko can still play a role, but I prefer Brian in 9. Yeah, I prefer Brian in strike as well. I think Sesko needs a bit of time, but this is brilliant because the pressure's off Sesko now, so he can come in and come on as a sub and give us a goal or two, and everyone's going to be buzzing, and he's going to be buzzing. He's got no pressure. He can come on in a game and actually score for us and give us something different, and I really like that. I really do like that. Forget Anderson and Wharton. We can't afford the wage they will demand. Gomez, Baleba works perfectly for me. Look, I think that there is a big question mark over Anderson's wage demands. Again, Wharton, I'm not sure how it's going to work out. But we've got to sign the big players, and surely we've got to go and sign the big boys, right? I mean, we're going to regret if we don't sign them. These guys are going to turn into future superstars. Anderson and Wharton, they are going to be your staple midfielders in the Premier League. They're going to be the very best. They're going to be like the Lampards and the Carricks and the Gerrards. This is the future of the Premier League we're seeing. It's now an opportunity to go out there and buy these players or watch them go off to another club. Manu isn't Vitinha. You need to be as good as Vitinha to be able to be that silky midfielder in the Prem. I'd take 45 for Manu. Kobe's going to want 200 plus a week. His contract is a big issue right now. So if you've not heard already, Kobe Manu is in discussions with the club right now over his contract, talking about, of course, increasing his salary. That's what the main stumbling block is right now, we're hearing. I think, look, they're going to have to increase it to what he's on. But yes, I think reaching a middle ground is proving quite difficult for him right now because Kobe wants in the region or close to 200,000. He's currently on, I think he was on 20, 30, or around that mark. He wasn't on a lot. The club want to give him maybe about 100, near enough, 198, 90, 100, around that mark. And that's where the discrepancy is. And yeah, there's lots of talk going on between them right now to agree a deal. I think United should take it easy. Do not rush into anything, especially if they're planning to bring in someone like Baleba. I think, then just try and negotiate a better deal with Manu. Baleba is happy at 130 a week. That's a lot still. I mean, even that to me sounds like a lot. I heard that that Never is close to signing a 3-year extension. Neves is close to signing. That wouldn't be good, man. That wouldn't be good if that's who you're talking about. If you're talking about Neves, Anderson going to City to replace Rodri, Wharton going to Real Madrid. Do you know what? I wouldn't be surprised. I did say to you guys a long time ago, about 3-4 months ago, I heard that Real Madrid were scouting Wharton. They were looking at Wharton as a midfield replacement. They were saying, look, we want some. But then Real Madrid have got so many of those type of players, Tchouaméni, Camavinga, young, talented midfielders. Do they need another player like that? And a Wharton? I don't know. I like Neves, but he wants 300 a week, never paying that. Yeah, the wage demands of Neves is, I think, where I kind of think, okay, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think United are going to pay that much. Wharton will go to Liverpool. Real Madrid is a stretch. Liverpool, I've heard that a couple of actually last week or early this week, I brought some news about how Wharton's open to move into any other club in the Premier League as well. However, before that, there was talk that he was interested only to move to Liverpool. But maybe just having seen what's going on at Liverpool, he's having second thoughts on that and he's leaving his options open. Maybe it all depends on what happens in the league, right? If Liverpool don't qualify for Champions League, if United qualify for Champions League, it's a big change, guys. It's a massive difference, and players will not want to join clubs that haven't got Premier League football. It's only United who can still attract players to them when they've got no Champions League football. But let's be honest, if you want to attract the very best footballers in the world, they want to see Champions League football available at the club because it gives them more time to settle in. They know they've got more games to play in and everything. It's huge. Commercially, it makes a lot of sense. I have to sell Bruno because we have too many number 10s. Yeah, I just when you look at his numbers and I just think, nah, you can't do that, man. Bruno is just insane for us, man. He's absolute, but he's going to leave himself. I've said it from a couple of months ago. I said, look, from what I'm hearing, Bruno wants out. This is before Ruben Amorim got the sack. Even whilst now we're going through this great run of form, I still feel that it's not going to change Bruno's opinion on or his stance on his future as a United player. I still feel like he's going to say, look, yes, thank you, but no thank you. I'm off. I'm going elsewhere and I want to enjoy playing football for another club whilst I'm actually playing good football. That's what it is. That's what I think he's going to be doing. I wish I could ban Niche. Luman, no one's getting banned, my friend. Okay, Niche gives his own opinions, and I like that, man. I like that because everyone should be allowed to drop their own comments on what they feel. You'd be shocked how many people come in and give all sorts of comments, man. Haaland, 500k a week. Under our new policy, we'll never sign the game's biggest stars. We're not that team anymore due to INEOS. No, we're not. Just banters. Yeah, I know, man. Luman, you're a regular. I know what it is, man. You guys have your own banter, which I enjoy as well, by the way. I like the fact that you all know each other and you kind of have your bantering between one another. The chat's going off, and it's nice, man. It's a nice opportunity to kind of everyone kind of just chat and discuss things. Had to sell Sesko, Jody Boy. Had to sell Sesko. I don't know what that means. A bit more description there. But anyway, let's focus on tomorrow's game just before we finish off the show. Big game, massive game for Carrick, for the players to show once again that we are actually cooking. This is massive. This is, do you know what? I've said it before every bloody game, but this is huge. This is huge because I'm worried right now that can we break down a team like Fulham? Can we break down a team that's going to sit back and not let us score? Are we good enough to create them chances, or are we going to get frustrated like we have seen in this season against the teams that have that low block, and we start struggling and we end up then losing our heads and they counter us, score a goal, and that's it, game's over. We find it really difficult to actually break these teams down. So that's a huge worry of mine, and it's another big test that I'm looking at Carrick for and thinking, right, Carrick, if you can cook with this team against Fulham, yeah, then we really can start looking ahead and looking to the end of the season and trying to work out what we need to do. So I'm hoping that it's going to be a good, expansive game of football. I hope that we can go out there and get a couple of early goals. I think the first couple of goals, if we can get a goal in the first 10-20 minutes of the game, it changes everything, because Fulham then have to go to plan B or plan C, and we can start playing the football that we are good at right now, which is just absolutely destroying teams on the counter and just going behind the lines for them. So yeah, okay, tomorrow you can not play Maguire. He's way too slow on the break. I'll bring in Haven and Yoro. Yeah, I suspect there could be a change. There could be a change. We'll really get to see what Carrick is made of right tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a big test, like I say, for him, because we're going to have to see whether he's tactically astute or not. Does he change his team to suit the way we're going to play against Fulham, or does he just play an unchanged team and hope that we can still break down the likes of Fulham? Fulham have got some good players. They've got some good players. Do not take them lightly. That's all I'm saying to you guys. They're in 7th spot. They're not languishing near the relegation zone. They're a team to be reckoned with. They've got some really good footballers on the team. They actually know what they're doing. So we just have to make sure that we take it seriously, go in there and give it all our best. I don't want players to kind of walk in there and think, yeah, it's going to be a walk in the park. We're not going to have to work too hard. So yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll be at the game. Hopefully I can come back and have something good to talk about. But yes, best of luck to United. Best of luck to the players. Make sure you hit the like, guys, on the stream. Make sure you hit the subscribe if you've not already subscribed to the Man Utd stream channel. And we'll be back tomorrow with another, hopefully, crazy show. Thanks very much. Take care. Thanks to Nish, Luman, and everybody else who's been on the chat. Jordy and everyone, thanks very much. I'll see you next